Let's get one thing straight. Talking about money is hard. Talking about losing it is even harder. But I'm going to do it anyway. I lost $15,000 in 3 days. Why share this? Because our financial journeys are full of mistakes, not just wins. We learn more from our losses than our successes, and it's time to be honest about them. Especially for women, who are often pressured to be perfect and risk-averse. My goal isn't to scare you away from investing, but to show you the real emotional side of trading. Understanding the pitfalls is the first step to avoiding them. By sharing my trading disaster, I hope you'll learn what not to do. This is about building financial resilience through honest conversation. No one is immune to big financial mistakes, not even those who talk about money for a living. The key is what we do after hide in shame or learn and grow. I'm choosing honesty. Let's normalize talking about the tough stuff, because financial education is incomplete without it. This isn't a story of a trading genius. It's about how quickly things can go wrong when emotion takes over. Let's dive into how a well-intentioned trading challenge turned into a $15,000 disaster. Every disaster starts with a good plan. Mine was a 30-day day trading challenge. The goal? Practice discipline, not get rich quick. I'd studied trading for months, practiced in a simulation, and felt ready. I funded a separate brokerage account with $50,000, money I could technically afford to lose. My rules were strict: risk only 1% per trade, a daily loss limit of $1,500, trade only the first 2 hours, and review every trade. My strategy was based on technical analysis and a checklist. 3 signals before entering any trade. I wrote my rules on a sticky note and felt prepared. The plan was solid. The problem wasn't the plan, it was me. I underestimated the power of my emotions when real money was on the line. The jump from a practice account to real money is huge. The psychological pressure is different. I thought my rules would protect me, but I didn't realize how easily emotions could take over. The stage was set for a disciplined experiment, but it quickly devolved into chaos. Looking back, the plan was perfect on paper. But I was about to hand the keys to my emotions. The challenge was supposed to prove my control. It ended up proving the opposite. Here's how it unraveled. Day 1 started perfectly. I made a $900 profit in 30 minutes. That win felt amazing, but it gave me overconfidence. I started bending my rules, taking trades that didn't fully meet my criteria. My discipline crumbled as greed and FOMO crept in. I broke my rule and entered a 3rd trade on impulse. It hit my stop loss, erasing much of my profit. Instead of stopping, I tried to fix it with a risky trade, skipping my stop loss entirely. The stock kept falling. I watched my loss balloon to over $2,000. Panic set in, and I finally sold, locking in a massive loss. In less than 2 hours, I'd violated my daily loss limit and destroyed my discipline challenge. That first win was the seed of my downfall. Overconfidence led to rule breaking, and rule breaking led to disaster. The urge to chase losses took over. My plan was out the window. I learned the hard way. Discipline matters most after a win. The market doesn't care about your feelings. I ended day 1 feeling defeated and ashamed. The challenge had barely begun, and I was already in trouble. But it was about to get worse. Day 2 began with a knot in my stomach and a desperate need to make my money back. I promised myself discipline, but revenge trading took over. My first trade was a small loss, and frustration quickly returned. Instead of taking a break, I started overtrading, jumping in and out without a plan. I ignored red flags and only saw what I wanted to see. Confirmation bias in action. Losses piled up. Another 500, then 300, then more. My rules were a distant memory. In panic, I increased my risk, betting $5,000 on a single trade, pure gambling. The trade went against me instantly. I froze, watching the loss grow. When I finally sold, I'd lost another $5,000 in minutes. My total losses were now close to $10,000. I'd blown past every risk management rule I set. The emotional spiral was in full swing. I felt sick, defeated, and ashamed. I shut down my computer, but the damage was done. The urge to win it back had cost me dearly. I learned the market doesn't care about your revenge. Discipline is everything. But I still hadn't hit rock bottom. After a sleepless night, I returned on day 3, exhausted, anxious, and desperate. The sunk cost fallacy had its grip on me. I'd lost so much I couldn't walk away. My trading was timid and fearful. I'd panic at the slightest loss, then watch as the stock reversed. Small, self-inflicted losses added up, draining my account further. Frustration mounted, and I swung between fear and greed. I held on to a winning trade too long, hoping for a miracle. It reversed, and I took another big loss. My mind was foggy, my judgment gone. In a final desperate move, I made one last big trade. No strategy, just hope. It failed, and I lost another $3,000. My account was now under $35,000. In 3 days, I'd lost over $15,000. I finally accepted reality. I had to stop. The challenge was over. My confidence was shattered. I learned that fatigue and fear are a deadly combination. Trading requires a clear mind. I had the opposite. The emotional toll was worse than the financial loss. I closed my account, knowing I needed to step away. Sometimes quitting is the only smart move. When I stepped back, my mistakes were clear. They were psychological, not technical. Overconfidence from an early win led me to abandon my plan. Discipline matters most when you're winning, not losing. Revenge trading poisoned my mindset. I was trying to win back money, not make good trades. I ignored my own risk management rules, exposing myself to catastrophic losses. The decision to risk $5,000 on a single trade was pure gambling. Good trading is about managing your downside. I did the opposite. The sunk cost fallacy and emotional fatigue sealed my fate. I kept trading because I'd lost so much when I should have stopped. Trading requires a clear, objective mind. I was exhausted and compromised. My failure was a textbook case of emotional trading. The real enemy wasn't the market, it was my own psychology. The $15,000 loss stung, but the emotional toll was far worse. I lost my peace of mind and trust in my judgment. Anxiety and shame lingered for weeks, affecting my work, sleep, and relationships. My confidence in all financial decisions was shattered. The stress bled into every corner of my life. The money can be earned back, but rebuilding self-trust takes much longer. This experience taught me that mental capital is as important as financial capital. No profit is worth your mental health. The real cost of a big loss is what it does to your mind and spirit. What can you learn from my $15,000 nosedive? Respect the power of emotion. The best strategy means nothing if you can't control your feelings. Before trading, ask yourself, are you acting on a plan or on emotion? If you're emotional, step away. The market will be there tomorrow. Your rules are your lifeline. Risk management is everything. A daily loss limit is a hard stop, not a suggestion. If you can't follow your rules in practice, don't trade real money. Start small. Use money you truly don't mind losing. Focus on learning, not profit. If you can't be profitable with a small account, you won't be with a big one. Review every trade. Keep a journal of your decisions and emotions. This is how you spot patterns and weaknesses. Learn from your mistakes. Don't repeat them. My failure to review after day 1 set the stage for disaster. Discipline, self-awareness, and honesty are your best tools. Trade smarter, not harder. My story isn't unique. Many people have similar experiences, but we rarely talk about them. Our culture celebrates wins and shames losses, creating dangerous silence. We need to change that by sharing our failures as well as our successes. This is especially important for women who are pressured to be perfect. Everyone makes mistakes with money. By being open, we make finance more accessible and less intimidating. Your net worth doesn't define your self-worth. If you're considering day trading, know it's not an easy path. It requires discipline and emotional control. There are many ways to build wealth. Find what fits you. Let's be honest about money. Talk to friends, find community, and share both wins and losses. Ask for help, offer support, and learn from every stumble. My loss was brutal, but if my story helps even one person, it's worth it. Our financial lives are a journey, not a destination. Let's navigate it together with honesty and empathy.